Hello. Why, hello. Art for therapy, for purpose, for family. Your destination has arrived. Welcome to WIP Wednesdays at Wowwy'z Workshop, brought to you by Two Brothers, One Vision. Tribe worldwide, we are Tribe Strong. How we doing, everybody? Yo! I'm sorry, I'm missing my OBS intro. I had to try and verbalize it. Folks, we've had a pre-live show going on in here. Dad, Scott slid in number one today, you guys. Oh, Scott with Daniel Tharp on his heels. And then good old Grumpy, he's there. Number three, or top three for today, folks. And then, as you do, Rhinestone Susan, driving to go work out and then pop back here. She's going to listen and she's going to come back to the tribe talk when she can, when that's all done. You just drive safe, sister. Have a great workout and yeah, hope that we can chat with you in a wee bit. Now, I wanted to say, Miss Francis is here, Being in Crazy Custom Creations, and I just want to say, sister, love to you. She's having a bit of a more sad day today, guys. It was 4 years since she lost her husband, and she's just feeling sad. So, send Miss Francis some love, if you don't mind, in your heart. Say a little prayer of tribe and much love to her. Just support, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Larry is in the house. How you doing, Lawrence? Hey, my brother is here. Sorry, Lawrence. How you doing, Larry? I know, it's Larry to friends and family. And my brother is here. There's tier 2B, 1V. In the blue, you guys, we got in the blue. The mod squad is here. So far in the mod squad, we've had Grumpy, Rhinestone, and my brother show up. So as always, folks, you watch your P's and Q's when these people are in the house. Where's frickin' LaRue? I don't even know where LaRue is. My goodness. My manners. Where's LaRue? Huh? He's out doing stuff. Yeah, LaRue's out. Oh, I see him. Just a second. There you are, LaRue. Oh, frickin' LaRue. He's over there hanging out with old Jabba and the gangsters. LaRue hangs out with Jabba and the gangsters whenever he's not on film and helping me make music. Because he's, yeah, well, you wouldn't know it, but LaRue's a fucking hellraiser. Sorry for swearing. There I go. Little Miss Anwin, if you're watching, sweetie, Wowie is sorry. Okay, gotta put that ashtray away. My goodness, I'm all over the place here. Who did I see? Hey, Happy Curmudgeon is here. How you doing, Matthew? Thanks for coming, brother. Tegan Adams is here. Hello, Tegan Adams. Thank you very much for popping by. Tegan has got the oh my face emoji there, so I hope that's a good oh my. Thanks for popping by. Yep, we're working on Judith, you guys. This little pup, she's been in Wowwy's thoughts and dreams for some time now, because I just got to get her done, you guys. I got to get her done, and what better way to do it is with you folks here, and we're gonna draw together a little bit here today. We are going to have some real talk and real reflection with the tribe and stuff. And just talk about some new things that we're going to be doing around here and, keeping it real as we do here. Some cool things to talk about. So, yeah, make yourself comfy. Slide up and, get in the comfy chair. I got a new racer here for highlights, so that's good. While he was doing his homework, he got ready. Chow! You gotta have erasers for highlights, you guys. That's how you get the little pops of magic in there. So this is Judith, if you don't know, if you're new. This is Judith, and I'm doing this for Aiden. Aiden is a tribe member. Aiden is a brother from over there in Ireland. A lot of you guys know Aiden, or you're aware of him. He also goes by Night Owl. So I took that project on, and we're getting there. We're getting there. Slow but sure. Oh, Wowie. Wowwy's like the old snail. He gets there, man. Thanks for popping in. It's great to see new faces, Tegan. Tegan Adams. Hey, Lane is here. How you doing, Lane? Stevens S. Carvings is here. Stevens S. Carvings from the UK. How you doing, brother? Give my best to the wife. I'm sorry if I'm yelling, but I have an AC unit going, so I can't really gauge. Like, I don't know how much you guys... I set my mic to a different setting on my phone in hopes that I could, like, play pseudo music when I'm doing these here. But I didn't get... I guess I didn't do all my homework because I didn't get that set up. Because I want... My mic was set up so it had noise canceling. And when I tried to play music, it was a no-go. But I got a new method that I'm going to try. So, yes. It's not noise canceling the AC is my freaking point. Jesus, wow. Got to do it to it here. We're on live television. Oh, how's everybody doing? Like I said, I'm sending much love to Miss Francis. I hope we can make her day a little bit better. It's always sad when you, when one of those anniversary comes around, you know, when you've lost somebody you love so dear. So, sending you much love, sis. Stephen S. Carvins over in the UK, and that's funny that Stephen S. Carvins popped in today because I was thinking about you, Stephen S. Carvins. I was thinking about you this morning. So I'm getting very, very close now to sending off some of the packages. I'm so much caught up. I'm finally caught up. Now, I haven't made the new announcement for the this month's featured member in Kindred Spirits, so I can't say that. I can't say too much. But I'm almost to the point where I can send Stephen S. Carving's package off. And look at this, you guys. That there is the limited edition. Wow, that's the very, very first sticker for Wowwy'z Workshop that I tried out. There's LaRue! Look at that cheeky little bugger there. Galactic music-making little freak. Phew! Ha-ha! So yes, Stevens, you'll be getting one of those. Because I only made 30 of these ones because I'm not too sure on how I want the Wowwy'z Workshop. It's going to be a lot of different stickers before I feel happy. But that's one of them, and you'll be getting one, Steven. As will a couple of more folks there in the tribe. Talking, I got packages going. Got a package being put together for old Simon Breeds in Germany. Simon did reach out to me. He said he's going to do his best to pop in, but it's very, very late over there. It's kind of like the same for like Spike and Wheels and our other friends over there across the pond. It's late. It's late, so I totally understand when you can't make it. I do. I really, really do. Yes, Daniel, you got something. I got something coming for you, buddy. Oh, Jesus. Gotta love LaRue. That's right, Miss Francis. We gotta love LaRue. He's a good little guy. He just gets into trouble. He gets into trouble when he's not here helping us. That's why it's like the devil. What's that saying? Idle hands are the devil's workshop. Well, that really applies for young LaRue. He goes out wilding with the Jabba and the henchmen over there. Jabba don't go too frickin' far, but yeah, all those henchmen, man, they go out and they hit the clubs and they do some crazy, crazy stuff. Okay, that's what we're gonna say about LaRue's antics, because I don't rattle my friends, and yeah, let's just say that. That's all we're gonna talk about for that. So, what can I talk about? Reflections right now, stuff that's going on in Wowwy's old heart. As always, I'm freaking out over the planet and the weather, and lately I've been really, really scared for Claire because she's in France, and I messaged her in the admin chat that we have for Kindred Spirits, and she said that they're okay. There are some wildfires nearby, but you know, the village isn't on frickin' fire, like a lot of it, and then it's moved down. It's in Spain too now, and it's it's really, really scary. So, yeah, it's as this weather moves around and affects different people on the planet, it's crazy for us because we're tribe worldwide, you guys. We're tribe worldwide and we're tribe strong, and we're a family. So it's just moving from family to family, basically, you know. The real rock, says Lane. Thank you, brother. Yes. And I'm going to do my best to not be reading off of the... I started doing that in the beginning. I took some very good constructive feedback from a close tribe member, and I'm going to apply it. If you guys ever noticed, I'll reread what's going on in the chat, because in the beginning, when I first started doing my lives, you couldn't watch live chat back afterwards. So I felt it was kind of weird because I'd be answering questions when the people watching don't know what the questions were. And that's when I started doing that. But I don't have to do that anymore. And so I'm going to stop doing that as much as I can. If I start again, maybe somebody can remind me. But I'm always trying to improve your watching and listening experience, because your leisure is my pleasure. Okay? And I'm serious about that. I really care strongly about, you know, the show we put on here, the Wowwy'z Workshop at Two Brothers One Vision. And so if you don't know, if you're new here watching, or people, lots of people will watch this after the fact, and I really, really appreciate that. That's awesome. So I don't mind telling little stories and stuff while I'm doing stuff. And as you can see with my erraticness here, yep, Dad's in the house. I'm to the point now here where I'm just jumping around. It's kind of like I'm looking at the reference on the left here and checking shit out and like making little tiny mental notes, but I'm jumping around a lot, and I understand that, and it can be kind of chaotic. And what is he doing? You should see what it's like in my mind. Jesus, but. Yeah, we're to the point now where I'm just catching things that pop out in the reference. Like, when you're doing things like this, every hair doesn't have to be 100% perfect, you know? But if you look at a picture, and there are certain parts that do stand out, like a big flick of hair here, like on top here on old Judith, she had these little whip-de-doos. Darren used to call them the, what the hell did he call those? Darren, if Darren's watching, he'll tell us what he used to call those. But I was one of those kids that always had that thing, that alfalfa shit on the back of my head where my crown is on my head. And yeah, Darren had a word for them. But things like that, you know, things that do like stick out in the picture, you should really, you know, try and capture that. But as far as, you know, every single strand of hair, like, don't get yourself into too much of a tissy when you're doing all that. But what I wanted to say is I've been drawing since I could hold a pencil. We spent a lot of time in northern Alberta at my grandma and granddad's farm. And they were homesteaders, but they were also hunting guides. My grandmother was a master upholsterer, so she had an upholstery shop out back. And then my grandfather had a shop. They split a shop, so half of it was welding and engineering stuff, and like every tool that you could ever imagine in just piles of just, and I mean every tool. This man was a genius, but he had a very, very cluttered and crazy work area where my grandma was like the exact opposite, like polar opposite. Everything. She even had this wall where every tool had these screws in the wall, and then she hung her tool there, and then she took a black jiffy and made the outline of the tool, kind of like people when you have like a murder and you draw the person's outline. My grandma had a wall of that, and it was all of her special upholstery tools, different pliers and different things, and she did that so that everything had its place. And it was like, you know, even if you weren't aware, even if you were new in the shop, she could say, hey, can you put those where they're supposed to be? You know, put that, and and you just walk over to the wall of wonder, and put that tool where it's supposed to be, because there was the shape there for it, right? Very, very smart. But very, very, very organized and clean, and everything had its place, right? So we spent so much time with my grandparents up there on their farm. So, like, you know how it is when you're little, when it's summer holidays, mom and dad just want to dump you off at grandma's house, right? And so a lot of our life was like that, going up there for different sections of the year. We would always go up at Christmas. My dad's parents also, well, his mom, my granny, she lived close by too, to where my mom's parents lived, in a little town, in a little place called Eureka River, in northern Alberta. And my other grandparents that I'm talking about, they were in Hines Creek, and that was a little bit west. So anyways, we'd be out there, and because my grandma, like, being an upholstery expert and a hunter and a frontiers woman, like, you know, everything, they made everything, they grew everything, they hunted for all their meat, and then they taught people how to hunt, and they were Class A guides, and just the most amazing people, right? So when we were out there, you know, we were just constantly soaking this shit up like little sponges. And my grandma would, if you wanted to learn something, she would sit there and she'd teach you. But if you're wasting her time, she'd tell you to go outside and play, go do something. But anyways, she would have like this Rubbermaid thing full of pencil crayons and pencils, and just a mismatch of art supplies. She always had watercolors out there, and she would just throw us on the dining room table with a big stack of paper and say, "Go to her, kids." And I would just sit there and draw and draw and draw some more. And my brother had his things too that he would do too, but drawing was my thing. And so you put a pencil in my hand, and now I got a little, you know, some people to talk to and chat at while I'm doing it. Well, this is like my second home. And it's like no shitting. This is a very, very happy, safe place for old Wowie. Standing here and just drawing and talking crap. Hey, Old Path is here. Shalom, shalom, Old Path. How are you doing, sir? Thanks for popping in. It's always great when the tribe come and support. Larry says we lost his dad 8 years ago in November. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. See, there I am. I'm reading it again. Hard month for Miss Francis. Her mom's birthday and her husband's passing. So, like I said, Francis, much, much love to you. Hello, Caleb. How are you doing, brother? I'm doing okay, Old Path. Hanging in. Hanging in. Like I often say, you know, because I live with chronic pain, is that every day is a mountain. But you put on your boots and you just do the best you can, right? But every day is a mountain. Thanks for popping in, Caleb. Just been working on old Judith here. I'm getting to the point now where I'm pretty happy with what's happening. I do have some sections and stuff down here that I need to, I gotta zoom out on her here, that I do want to catch down here in the pause. I'm just gonna quickly do a little reference. I'm gonna show you guys here. Hopefully I don't frickin' wreck this whole situation, you guys, but you see her? Can you see her okay? There she is. So the tops of her ears, I've had to draw in just by, you know, imagination and reference. And then her little paws down there, I'm doing my best So I zoom it in like that, and then I move it around and do my best to just get those little spots. Because the picture is kind of like just this one weird angled picture that I got in the beginning, right? So bear with me. But yeah, I got a couple more little spots in there that I'm trying to make sure I got, because they catch my eye. So if they're catching my eye, they're probably gonna catch the viewer's eye, or whatever you call it. But I know that the lady that this is going to, she did see it, and she did pop in on one live, and she was really, really touched by it and stoked that it was happening, and also sad because of losing her little pup. But yeah, she was really, really impressed. But that was like, I don't know, like 4 sessions ago, 4 drawing sessions ago. So she hasn't seen it in a little bit. I think she's gonna be really, really freaking surprised when she sees her next. But yeah, she was already happy with it. But I said, oh no, no. That's when I just had the face started. I said, no, no, no. You just wait, my lady. You just wait. See what old Wowwy'z got in store for you. So yeah, I'm I'm hitting the dark kind of, I guess you could say, negative space spots that really catch my eye, and then hitting them with the little shader. So I'm sorry, I got distracted. So yes, I'm living out there, you know, a couple of times out of the year. Darren and I get shipped out to Hines Creek, and we would just sit there and do art. And you know, like, yes, she was finding ways of babysitting us and basically keeping us under their hair. They were really, really cool. They had quads and skidoos, and so we were allowed to take those out, even when we were like really, really young. It was one of the things that they did, is you learned how to use a skidoo, and they would do these things where they would have all of the skidoos. They would load everybody up. My granddad made these trailers that would pull, excuse me, that would pull behind the quads and behind the skidoos, and they had like foam in them and blankets and pillows, and all of the kids would get thrown in these little trailers that my granddad engineered. And so we would go down to the Peace River. It was called the Montney, and it would be this big parade of machines. In the summer it was quads, and in the winter it was skidoos. And we would all go down as this big family down to the Montney and have a big barbecue, and the kids would play in the river because there was mud and stuff. It was really, really fun. And it was a big to-do, right? It was a way to spend a day with all of the family. And we would do these mostly when a lot of the people showed up, right? Because it was a big thing. And so they would take us all down there, and as soon as you were old enough to use a machine, they threw you on one. They threw you on one, and you know, it was life lessons, and we didn't really know what was happening. But my grandma and granddad, they were like programming us kids on things that you needed to learn in life, right? You know, with the art. Yes, she was like kind of getting us out of her hair, but at the same time, she was teaching us, and we were learning to do really, really awesome things, right? Learning how to draw and color with crayons and pencil crayons, and she always encouraged us. And then it would be like, hey, do you want to go to the shop and make your mom something? And so she would let us use the upholstery stuff. And so one time, Darren and I made Mom this heart that was felt like with fabric on it, padded fabric, and then these ribbons and like upholstery tacks in diamonds, you know, with a couple little hooks. And it was a jewelry. My mom still has it in her bedroom, a jewelry hanger, you know, and it was padded and with all the right buttons and strips and ribbon and stuff. So cool. Yes, and so she was always doing that kind of stuff with us kids. And so, long story short, Wowie, it's now it paid off in spades because it made us the artists that we are. And so much of two brothers one vision and myself and everything, it's they're at the root of it, and they're also at the root of our round tuits that we have. And I'm very, very happy to report that our brother RJ, now RJ is a carver and somebody from the from Kindred Spirits. Hey, Mark Anthony is here. How's it going? Hey, Radar the wood turner is here. How you doing, Radar? And Mark, good morning, sir. Give my best to Anwin. I'm glad she wasn't here when I was swearing. Yo! And again, Caleb, thanks for popping in, brother. How are you doing, Radar? How are you doing this morning, Mark? That's awesome that you guys popped in, man. Sure means a lot to Wowie. Let me tell you, I can't even put it into words how much it means. Just got home from work. Well, thanks for popping in. These hearts are for you guys, man. And it's a good heart. It's a Wowie heart. It's a much love heart. It ain't weird, okay? It's for the tribe. It's for the tribe. Thanks for coming, guys and gals. Sure does mean a lot. Sure does mean a lot. And I'm going to be happy to get this. Oh, yeah, so RJ. So RJ's gotten set up recently with the laser. The laser set up with, so he's laser burning coasters. He's laser burning these granite tiles or slate tiles. And so they're kind of gray, but then when he laser burns them, it's black, really, really dark black where he burns. Like he did a profile of Freddy Krueger this morning and showed me a picture, and it was really, really cool. He's been doing wolf portraits on them. And he did Two Brothers One Vision, our logo, on a piece of slate, and then drilled that and made it into a clock, which is really, really cool. And so I had him do that for us. And then I got to talking to him about, I don't have a round tuit up here, but we have these keychains where on one side it's our logo, the Two Brothers One Vision logo, and then on the other side it's the tuit, because it's a round tuit, right? Well, I was having a guy on Etsy make those for me. And I guess in total I had one order of 7 and then one order of 10. So there's only 17 of our little round tuits out there floating around. So basically I gave them to family, and then a couple close friends got them, and then they ran out, and I was just basically, it was just kind of set to the side until I get more money, because you pay for them each one, but then I had to pay double because he was doing both sides, and then shipping. He was this guy was like somewhere in Europe, and I found him on Etsy. So, long story short, they're not the cheapest things. I would pay about $100 for 10 after everything. But RJ and I got to talking, and I found these exact keychains on Amazon. And I said, well, how about I buy them in bulk, send them to you. I'll just put your, Amazon, you can do that on Amazon, is you can send something to somebody, right? You can add their address. So I had them sent straight to RJ in Saskatchewan, and he's going to start making the round tuits and charging me about half of what the other guy was charging. So the tuits are going to return, you guys. The tuits are coming back, and I'm going to be using them as little throw-ins for the prizes that we're doing for our wonders. And if you're watching and you don't know, that's what we call our subscribers, is Wowwy'z Wonders, okay? And it's a throw out to the fact that each and every one of you are true, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. You guys are miraculous miracle machines. We all are. And the capabilities of us human beings has been hidden from us and taken away, but it's coming back. And you are a true wonder of the universe and capable of doing just crazy, miraculous things. This is true, okay? And we're all taking our power back now. But we call them Wowwy'z Wonders, our subscribers and our supporters. And we do like gift packages. We do things for the featured member on Kindred Spirits Woodcarvers. And every month there's a featured member for that month. And I'll send them a coffee cup, a sticker package, and just, a little note and whatever else I can throw in there. Sometimes people get blung. You just never know what you're going to get when you get a package from old Wowwy and Two Brothers One Vision. And sometimes you'll get around to it. But yes, that's why we do these things. They're not really things for sale per se, but they're for the wonders, and they're for our ways of giving back, right? Because your guys' support is, I'll say it in my videos and I'll say it at the end of the YouTube streams, but there is no YouTube without you. And that's literally and figuratively, It's literally because you is in YouTube. So there is no YouTube without you. But it means it in such a deeper level. And we just want people to know that we appreciate you, and that we will give back. If you support our channel and you support us, you're going to get our support in return. And I don't know about you, but I think we need a lot more of that in our lives. Because these celebrities and these companies that we all support and we all pay so much money to, for them to live out their dreams, but yet we get nothing and squat in return. And I just don't believe that that's how it should be. I think people should be appreciated for their support. There is nothing more precious than time, people. Our time, our existence. So sharing that with, the tribe, being part of the tribe and sharing that with us, there's no gift like it. You guys are wonders. I mean, so much to us. So, long story short, you're going to see it in our actions. You're going to see it. And I think one of our sisters, I'm not going to say too much, but a sister of ours that actually lives, a Canadian sister of ours, that actually lives in Quebec, will be getting a package today. She kind of knew that I was doing it, but she don't know. She don't know what frickin' Wowwy did. Oh, so you just wait. So you wait till you see what you got in the old mailbox, Sister. So I'm just joking. Well, no, I'm not joking, but I'm just funning. But like I'm rambling here. No, there was no reason for it. She was a featured member months back for the Kindred Spirits, but she isn't this month. It's just a random act of giving back. And that's why I sent it. And I sure hope she's surprised. So, yes, I was kind of trailing on there about Stephen's S carvings. I was thinking of them this morning. Well, that's because I'm starting to, mentally put together what I'm sending for old Stephen. And I got something brewing for old Jack. Hobo Jack, I got a package brewing for. And I got a package brewing for Daniel Tharp. So, yes, some fun stuff is coming for these people. And why? It's because they are appreciated. And I really think the world needs a lot more of that, The people are what make these celebrities and stuff out there and these companies so wealthy, It's the people. The little guys. And so it's time for the little guys to get back. Right? It's been raining for the past 2 months on and off in New Zealand. Holy Christ. And Mark just wants to mow the lawn. Hey man, I would understand. It rained a couple of days here on the island, just the past couple of days, and my goodness, I had like every window in the house open. It was like I was out there with my hands raised in the sky. Bring it on, because it's so dry. It is so dry here, and with all the fires and everything, right? Like, I don't know if you guys have seen on the news, but a lot of BC has some major fires, and I know some of our American brothers and sisters down south have noticed because of the bad air quality. But I'm not going to get going about all of that, because you know kind of some of the stuff that's been going on in the news and stuff. We're being blamed like we're doing it intentionally. Yeah, I'm not even going to get into it, but what goes around comes around. And you know what? We send a lot of firefighters down south to help. Just like Mexico and America sends firefighters to help us, you know. We're all in this together, so yeah, trying to blame people for their fires is pretty freaking crazy, man, but nothing's really too surprising in this day and age. Hey folks, Lane says they've had a severe drought. Fires all around the state. My goodness, man. My goodness, bring on the rain. Well, thank you, Lane. I think that we're all the same, sir, but I really appreciate you saying that. Larry says it's so hot that the dogs are chasing trees to get water. That's right, Matthew. I agree, sir. It is one planet. And we're the human race. And like I say, I've rambled about this in my lives when we're in the OBS and stuff out there in the creation station, that, you know, we're all brothers and sisters and part of one family, and that's the human family, right? And that's what I'm really getting stoked about this whole disclosure business and everything going on with that, because I'm not going to say I told you so, but I've known this ever since I was a little tiny baby. When I looked up at the universe, I saw an infinite amount of possibilities, possible life, just the most amazing thing. Staring up at the night sky at the stars is one of the most enchanting, magical things that I can do in my life. I am amazed by it. And one time I was at my grandma's place, and they had these different dugouts around the farm, and these dugouts are like the most. There's so much life in one little dugout, and I would sit there on the edge of that dugout and look at all these little critters in there, all these different, water spiders and little tiny crayfishes and little things and wigga and this thing and that thing. And I just had this voice inside of me, in my head, say, you see that? Well, that's what it's like up there. And it just opened my mind like this huge book. And I was like, yes, that is the truth. And I've always believed that, okay? So the fact that all of this stuff is coming out, it doesn't have to be bad and scary and terrible. But just maybe we're not number one on the food chain, you guys. There are people, or not people, I don't know what to call them, but there are entities, non-human entities, that we share existence with, okay? Now, what I'm hoping is that all of this revelation is actually going to bring us together as a family and not tear us apart. Because we're all part of this family, and the things that make us different, like different heritages and cultures and cooking and clothing and music and all of this stuff, I call it the flavor of humanity. And it is so amazing to embrace one's heritage and all of those things that make you and your people you, right? And these are different places on the planet. but we're all part of the same family, right? It's an amazing thing. And so we all got to come together and be like, holy shit, you know, there's a whole bunch of other stuff out there. We got to bond together and band together. And just in case, because I can tell you that just from my research, not everything that's out there is all happy little gray guys with little jets and boop, 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 UFOs and popping around. And it ain't this big freaking game, you know. There are bad things out there. And there are going to be some times coming up where we as humanity are going to need to band together and come as one. And it doesn't have to be scary. It doesn't have to be an oncological, is that how you say it? A shock. The most severe shock. I can't say that right now. It's a hard word. But that's from the very, very pits of my soul. This is how I feel about the world and all of the people in it. And you get these countries, it's the people at top that are to blame. If you have a country, let's take North Korea for an example. Those people have been programmed. Those people have been programmed by the ones at top. You can't blame them because they're running a program. But I can sure as hell blame the ones at top. And that goes for every country. The ones at top that are making these decisions, they're the ones to blame. Not the little guys. You know? We just do our best to frickin' get by every frickin' day. And you know, and I feel so bad for the people in those countries when they're like told and made to hate when it's not needed. And no, like, not every country is, you know, America isn't perfect. There's a lot of things that went down in history that are pretty shameful. But you don't tell all of your people that every American needs to die. You don't you program your people this stuff to hate and to want to kill. That is wrong. You know? So I blame those people. Those are the ones that I blame. And we need to start, you know, deciding as a family on who we're going to listen to and follow. And it's just such a goddamn shame that we have these countries. You know, I was telling Katie, these channels come on in the middle of the night when I'm awake and I'm in pain and I'm vulnerable. I'm watching TV because I can't sleep. And these channels will come on the TV about people in need in different parts of the planet. And, you know, I'm one of those people that sometimes I'll pull up my credit card. It just depends on how much pain I'm in and how much empathy I'm feeling, right? But I'm one of those people that gets duped into doing it. And I guarantee that the people that are on the commercials that are like crying in need, they're not getting the money. Somebody up top is getting the majority of that. But my point is, I was talking to my wife and I'm like, it is bullshit that they put that on all of us when those countries have people at top that are living like freaking kings. Living like kings, sitting on golden toilets, while all the rest of the people are living in frickin' tents and huts, you know, in garbage and squalor. That's bullshit, man. These countries, every country on this planet has enough resources that we could all be making money and making the people of the planet live very, very comfortably. And that's how it should be. You know? Oh, okay, man. I've ranted a little bit there. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm sorry, but I had, you know, these things have been in my heart. And as I watch the whole world fall fucking apart, you know, I'm praying that, you know, our time is coming and that there can be hope and this planet isn't gone to shit and beyond repair, you know. We have a new dawn coming I truly, truly believe that. You know, Catherine and Katie and I were talking about the young people right now, and how, like, when her parents, Katie's parents, come from that time where, as long as you went to school, you know, put in your time, and then got a good job afterwards, maybe go to college, whatever have you, but you put in your school time and you do your time, you're going to have a good job. You're going to be able to put your kids through college, or let them to chase whatever job they want, and support them, and be able to have 1 or 2 really nice vacations a year. Not have to worry about your bills and about because you put in your time and you got that job, and you're playing the system, and everybody has that at their fingertips if they want it. But it is not like that anymore. Those times are gone. And it's so freaking scary. And we got kids now that are like, no, actually no. Because if I put all this money into school and I get this job, I can't even pay my rent. You know? Like, everything has just gone freaking bonkers bananas. And so now you got this young generation saying, screw it. We're not going to do it. So then where does it put us? And I don't know why, like, the frickin' boat is on fire, you guys. But yet people are just, you know, nonchalantly piloting us into the frickin' iceberg. I just cannot believe it. So on a happier note, let's get on a happier note there. Wow. Jeez, what you doing? Bring all these people together and make us feel terrible. My goodness. Hey, the Shoop Shot is here. How you doing? I've been seeing a lot. Oh, Lane said I haven't turned my TV on very much either there, Lane. It's pretty crazy. Well, as far as news goes, I watch a lot of good stuff. I watch a lot of your guys' amazing creations on YouTube. And I want to say too, you know, sometimes I don't comment, but I'm always watching. I'm always hitting like and love. And that has nothing to do with you and your creations. I do my best to support all the other creators out there. It doesn't matter what your art may be, but I support you in a huge ways. I give you my word. And I just want you all to know that, you know, you're doing wicked. You're doing wicked. And Wowwy supports you. I was just talking to a friend in Kindred Spirits there. His name's Craig Harris. I got a friend from over there across the pond. And he asked about where can a guy get him one of them coffee cups, because he would like one for at work to make him think of the tribe and stuff. And I said, well, we're not selling them yet. We're trying to maybe get, there's one of the admins that has an online store already opened. So I'm trying to talk him into letting us add Kindred Spirits gear to his store. And then we don't have to open one. But for the time being, all of that stuff is just because I've been making it on my own, getting Vistaprint to make it, and then I send it out. There is no way to really, you can help out by a donation, like Brad Pearson, an amazing man. He was last month's featured tribe member in Kindred Spirits. He just makes the coolest wood spirits. I love Brad. He's a really cool guy. And there's a little joke about Brad. We call him B-Rad. B-Rad. Brad, right? And please hit that like if you guys are watching and you haven't done so. Give Algie the algorithm a little taste of some sunshine. But I just told him, I said, no, there's no way to buy them right now, sir. But you know what? I'll send you one. And he was just kind of like, no, I'll be paying. No, and maybe I'll let him give a little donation to the group. But I'm not doing this to try and make money. I'm doing this. This is all about support. and give him back. So old Mr. Craig there, he's going to get one. He's going to get a Kindred Spirits mug sent over there to the UK. Because he asked, and he deserves it. And that's just the way it is. So, yes, going back to what I was rambling on about old Stephen S. Carvins, Mr. Stephen, you can expect to have one of those mugs in your box as well, sir. And I hope the stuff that I send you serves you well, because you deserve it, man. You're a really, really great friend and an awesome supporter, Stephen, and to the wife as well. And we just love you. So, I'm gonna show you. You need a new coffee cup, Mark. And yes, I'm trying my best not to reread everything. I think I'm doing all right. Where's old Pete? He can tell me if I'm doing all right. But there's Grumpy. Hey, no worries, brother. I was wondering what happened to you. Old Grumpy got all quiet on me. There's Stephen S. Carvins. You deserve it, bro. I'm just sorry it took me so long, but hey, sometimes, and it goes on with Wowwy'z, that if you have to wait a little bit longer, I'll make up for it. Let's just say that. But yeah, it's just the support it's a gift like no other, and I'm just. Even if my channel doesn't, get huge and maybe there's other plans for me and this ain't the right thing to do, but I'm gonna know that I frickin' did my best and I treated everybody as they should have been treated, right? I will go to bed knowing that in my heart. So let's talk. Speaking about giving back, here's a nice little story, okay? So I got some friends that, well, I can't even call them friends, but I have neighbors on the street that I pass by. I live in a little tiny complex called Meadowview, and we have little weird little units, right? And we're called strata. We're a strata complex, and it's kind of cool because strata takes care of the outside things like the roof and the outer fences, and we have to pay for our own fences in between. But for the big things that small homeowners that are quite scary, strata takes care of those things like the roof and just the bigger things, right? You pay a strata fee every month, so they damn well better do their job. But anyways, I have this one neighbor, and you see, I'm a musician. Well, I like to call myself a musician, but I play the drums, I play the keyboard, I play the guitar, and I can sing a little bit. And I'm what you call a campfire musician, right? A campfire guitarist, where I can play my little book of songs, and I can play by myself. I don't need a band. And it's just what you call, a certain type of artist or musician. A campfire musician. I may not play every song and the chords exactly right. I usually F up the lyrics, but I can get through, play some, Nirvana and some old Guns N' Roses, and I sing lots of old country, old Johnny Cash and that kind of stuff, right? Well, this house on our street, they have some musicians in the family, and I've heard them on three occasions. I've heard old time country music in their backyard, where there was a number of people playing on guitars. And I tell you, man, it's like the Pied Piper. I went floating over there, and I sat on our grass here. There's a little grassy spot there where they're on, opposite of where their fence would be. And I just sat on the strata grass and I listened to them play. And I was just, because it's a lonely kind of life when you're, number one, I'm early retired with my disability and living at home. I spend a lot of time alone. right? And to have musicians in your life is just, if you're a musician, you understand. It's like finding a type of family member that, you know, on a very soulful level, especially if you can sit and like make music together. That's a feeling like I cannot convey. Making music together with somebody, it's really, really special. So I've always had it in my head that I wish I could like somehow meet these people and become friends with them and play guitar and be their friend, but I've never had a reason to do so, right? And like we wave and stuff like you do, because I've lived here for like 11 years. So you do get a rapport with people, you know, walking by every day with my dog. We've had Poppy, she just turned 13. So that's a lot of years of going by and waving while they're out doing and stuff in their yard and stuff, but you don't really meet the people, right? So I just got this thought one day, you know what, frick it. I'm going to carve him a wood spirit, and I'm going to go over there and gift it to them and present myself. Because I had no other way of, I couldn't think of any other way to do it, you know? It was that awkwardness that happens when you pass somebody by and you just know them from waving, but, you know, I just didn't know how to do it. But I do know how to make art. And do I ever. So, what do? You carve them a wood spirit. You put them together in a little sticker pack. And then on the back of each sticker I wrote, "This is my YouTube channel. Please check us out and subscribe. This is our Facebook channel. This is our Facebook. Two Brothers, One Vision, Be a Lighthouse. This is our motto about doing good things in this world, right? Be a lighthouse." And I just wrote things on the back of each sticker. And then I wrote them a little tiny dealie about the magic of the wood spirit, right? And what wood spirits are for in your home. Hey, Kevin Durica is here. Sorry if I don't say that right. We call campfire musicians drunk uncles over here, Mark says. That's totally wicked, man. I'm a freaking drunk uncle from way back. That's awesome. Thanks for popping in, Kevin. Yeah, no carving today, sir, but doing a little drawing. We're talking about deep stuff. So, you guys saw me, because I did it in the lives, that we carved him a wood spirit. And it was that big guy. The big one that when I posted it, I said, sometimes you just gotta bang out a classic wood spirit, right? Well, that was the one for Tom. And I found out his name is Tom. So I went over there with my wood spirit and my pack of stickers. And you should have saw, man, like they were just like, you say the term like beside themselves. Well, it was totally like that. Like their mouths were like wide open and they were just like, they couldn't figure out like why, you know, like, oh my God, you're giving this to us? And like, you know, at first I kind of had that feeling like, oh my God, like they thought I was there as a salesman. But I was like, no, this is for you. I'm not trying to get your money. I made this for you. They were just like, wow. So I get to do this. The wood spirit was the the icebreaker, right? And I got to learn their names and stuff. And excuse me. Oh my goodness, I need a drink of water. I get all worked up. I'm gonna pass out. I got to meet them and learn on a first name basis, I guess is what you say. And they talked a little bit about his wife is German, which is really, really cool because my wife loves German. She actually learned German on her own. And Rammstein is one of her top favorite bands of all time. And she actually goes to different parts in the world. She'll travel to like France to see Rammstein. That's what she's done. She'll travel places in this world just to see this band. But anyways, the wife is German, and they just went they had just went to the airport and picked up a kid that they met in Germany when she was 2, and now this woman now is coming to stay with them. And so we were talking about that and what it's like to have somebody, that you don't really know in your house. And, we laughed and stuff about that. And then talked about how, you know, independent and strong German people are, like a strong German woman, man. There's nothing like it, right? Like they're a strong breed. So, anyways, talking about that and stuff, and then I was just okay. Well, it's very very nice to finally meet you guys. And then I was like, and one more thing, like who plays the guitar? And then Tom laughed and he said that would be him. And so we talked a little bit about being a campfire musician, and he said, well, that would be awesome. Maybe someday we pop over and have a drink and we can do some jamming. And it was like my heart just like leaped in joy because this is what I wanted all along, right? This was my hidden agenda, I guess you could say. And so I was really, really happy that I like listened to listen to the whisper of your soul. It will not lead you astray. That's a saying of mine. And I'm proud of that. And I live by that, right? And so I went home and I was all happy and stuff. And then this morning, when I was getting up and just trying to figure out what the hell I was going to do it to it today, I get this text. And it's a picture of my wood spirit. And he has screwed a screw into the side stucco of his house. There was this one wall. And it's all this, they live in a really nice house. We live in the small houses, and they live in the very, very first big house on the street. And he's put a screw into that stucco and hung that wood spirit on the first big wall that you see when you drive up on their driveway. And my goodness, man, and I got tears in my eyes. And they said, we can't thank you enough. We've never had a gift like this. It's totally magical, and we love it. Thank you so much. And then he said, I wanted these beautiful sculptures. Is it possible to get 2 more made? I would love to be able to give one to my brother and my sister for their homes. So, boom, here you go. You get this little, you make this wood spirit on your live show. Number one, I needed stuff to carve. But number 2, you're listening to that the whisper of your soul, right? And then the universe just has this way of coming back at you. And so out of this whole operation, now I have an order for 2 more wood spirits. I told him, I kind of told him what I would expect out of a piece that he asked what it would cost to have a piece like what I gave him, right? And so I told him, that $100 would probably cover it after all of my OCD of finishing and all of the sanding and everything else, right? So we chatted about that, and he was totally cool with that. So it just goes to show, you guys, when you do these things out of kindness. I wasn't expecting that by any means to get, an order for a couple more wood spirits. But that's just how the universe works. And frick, man, isn't that like a happy little... So now I got 2 more wood spirits, so now we got something to carve next week. Joe! Pretty cool. Just catching on. Sorry, guys, just give me a moment so I can catch up. Kevin was just saying hello to everybody. All the tribe here. That's awesome. Awesome to see you, Kev. Yes. Thank you, Matthew. You're very, very kind. You're a good man, too. Art definitely can bring people together. Yes, I wanted to record gifting it to them, but it was one of those things, like I didn't know. But you're totally right. That would have been a great video. You're studying German? Oh, you're going to be in Munich for 2 days, Matthew. That'll be freaking wicked for Oktoberfest, man. You don't find a better time to go to Germany than Oktoberfest. Okay, Radar, thanks for popping in, man. Really appreciate. Thank you for coming, Radar. Yes, thank you, Kevin. Hit that like, folks. a 3-week trip. Yes, make videos, Matthew. That'll be awesome. Thank you, Kevin. Yes. Wowzy. And that's Jordy's way of saying wowie. I don't know why he put that Z in there, but he did. Thank you, Kevin. Yeah, I'm proud of that wood spirit order, because I was just doing what felt right. Wanted to make some new friends, and I used art to do so, and it paid off. That's my little happy story for today. It's kind of a sad day in my complex today, because I have a couple of friends that I made friends with that they got a chance to move to the Kootenays, into the mountains, because they're his mom and dad had a big house out there, and his grandparents lived with his mom and dad. But now that the grandparents are getting older, they need to go to a home where they have more things taken care of, right? So my friend Anthony and his wife Sarah, they were given the opportunity to move out to this big, huge house. Everything is like split, like their mortgage payment is going to be cut in half, but their equity is going to more than double. And they get to move to this big, huge house on the side of a lake. They got trails for mountain bikes and for motorbikes, and the kids are going to be able to kayak, and like everything that you would wish you could have for a family, And so they get to go and live out there now, and be like, I have this dream of, if I win, I don't say if, when I win the big money, when the big one comes, I'm gonna make a mansion, either a mansion with wings for all of my family to live in, or I'm gonna make a kind of like a little village with really, really awesome tiny houses, and have all the people that I love live on our plot of land, right? And take care of everybody. That's kind of the wish that I've put out to the universe. I take care of my brother, and have my mom and Will live in one, and then Katie's parents would be out there, and we'd all have this commune, I guess you'd call it. It's kind of a dream I've always had. But yeah, that's basically what Tony and Sarah get. They get to live with Grandma and Grandpa in the same house, and then he was telling me it's really, really cool, because now him and Sarah are going to be able to do things as a couple, as a young couple, and have God forbid, their very own vacation or something for a little, because Grandma and Grandpa live in the same house. So that's pretty cool. That's happening today. So when I'm done here today, I'm going to go over there and bug them for a little while. And what you doing? What you putting in the movie van? What's that for? What's this for? Gonna miss me? But yeah, it's for the best, and especially for the kids, because speaking of what I was speaking about earlier, about opportunities and stuff for the young people right now, and how hard it is to make it, how to make it in this world right now for the young folks. There's the price. If they could get all the price of living in check, man, we'd be okay. Like, people are strong, people are resilient, but you gotta give them a situation where they can win. Like, you gotta have a situation that you can prosper in. Otherwise, it's all for naught. And so, Anthony and Sarah getting this opportunity to have this to own half of this big, huge house, and equity, and on the property on the lake, and all of this stuff, and a really, really good school close by, and all these things. Like, when you're thinking about your little ones, and this crazy world that's laid ahead for them, something like that is just a godsend. So I'm really, really happy for them. And this is just, I know they don't watch my shows, but for you, Anthony and Sarah and Tilly and Ewan, I hope you guys have a really, really good life and very, very happy. Be careful on the motorbikes. Yes, they're fun, but they can also be bad. Believe Wowie, he has done his share of flipping quads, running over people with skidoos, all sorts of fun stuff. Wowie done do. Wowie done do it all. Okay, guys, I'm just trying to like kind of get my bearings here. I'm still just jumping around, hitting little tiny dark spots and stuff that are like jumping out of my eye, but we are slowly getting to the point here where it's all coming together, and I can start thinking about like what am I going to do for the remainder of the, like, what am I trying to say here? So there's a couple different options, okay? For like out here, are you guys aware of the vignette? Like a is that how you call it? Say it, vignette. You know, on a picture when the corners are dark, and then the center is more light. It's spelled Vignette. A vignette. Is that the right way of saying that? Oh, Kev. Thanks, man. You're a good man too. Homelessness is crazy over there, Mark. Yeah, and that's it, hey. It's the cost of living. Like, it's nuts. And I often think, like, when I hurt my back, you guys, I was at my work. I hurt my back by doing the thing that they always tell you, you know, lift with your knees. If you need help doing something, go find somebody to help. Never lift too much. You're not invincible. Well, I didn't listen, right? And I learned the hard way. But, if I had to be hurt in this existence of mine, I thank the Creator that it happened at my job, right? Because I get my pension. I'm on disability. I can make it from month to month. I can get by, right? And we don't go on vacations. We don't have a life like that. But our bills are paid. I get to, have a little bit of money here and there for maybe a tool or some art supplies, that kind of stuff. I feel very, very blessed. We have a home over our head. I have clean clothes. I have beautiful little pets that we take care of. I have a gorgeous wife. I'm a very, very lucky man. And then here I am getting all choked up. But when I often, people will talk about what's going on. We have it here in Victoria. It's actually a pretty bad ongoing situation with the homelessness here. BC, we tried doing a safe supply thing with drugs, and there are a bunch of things about safe supply that are beneficial, but at the same time, it's all experimental ways of running society, right? But it didn't do so well out here. Basically, the drug epidemic, especially with fentanyl and heroin and everything, it just exploded, right? Because all of a sudden there's all this new supply of junk on the streets, is a term for it. It's a term for heroin. But anyways, so our homelessness and drug situation just exploded out here. And then, there'll be times when the people are talking about it and I'll be in the conversation and I just start thinking about the fact that, if I had hurt myself helping somebody, let's say, take an engine out of their vehicle, or helping somebody do something with their boat, I'm trying to think of situations that I'm trying to think of these things where I'd be doing something heavy enough to wreck myself the way I wrecked myself. right? Like I literally exploded my L3 disc into my spine, into my spinal area. I ruptured the entire disc, so I didn't have a herniated disc. I had an exploded disc, so the whole thing was out and pushing against nerves and just a chaotic situation in my lower back. So they went in. I had two different surgeries. They went in there and they completely chopped everything out, took that disc out, and then just left me with two vertebrae but no disc in between. And that's why I can't carry anything. That's why I'm always in pain. I didn't get fused. They just left it and they just said, "Listen, kid, you're in for about 10 years of really, really bad pain, and then it may slowly go away as you get older and as your body compensates and muscles and stuff." But they basically just said, "Listen, kid, your life is about to change." And it did. But I think about it and I think I could be one of those people. Like if I didn't have my meds being covered and I didn't have, you know, my pension and those things, I could very well be one of those people down there on that street. And I always keep that in my heart, you know. And so when I hear people, you know, sometimes they're being really, really harsh about the situation. And yes, it's ugly. And yes, there's crime. And there's all these terrible parts about it. But at the same time, there's people like you and I out there that for whatever reason, they got the shit end of the stick. And they're just trying to survive. And so I never, ever, you know, like I'll sit there and I'll listen and I'll nod my head and whatever. But yeah, I don't judge any of those people. You know, there are morons wandering around, breaking shit, wrecking shit, being just, you know, just drug addicts on a freaking rip tear down there. Some of those guys need to be grabbed by the old throat and shoved against the wall and have a little real fear put into them. They're down there like harassing people and just making a big mockery of it all. But there's a lot of people out there that, you know, they're good, honest, good, caring souls just like you and I. And, you know, they don't deserve it. And I just, you know, I'm just so thankful that, you know, it's a hard thing to say, but you just say, I'm so thankful that it's not me. But, which is why I do have a real thing about giving back to people and making people understand that they're appreciated and loved. I just think that this world really, truly needs it right now. And you guys all, everybody out there, that they deserve it, right? That's lies, it gets worse. Yeah, I know, Mark. I know, Matthew. I understand they lied to me about that. I understand that, Mark. And they just wanted me to do the surgeries. They wanted me to continue, you know, surgery after surgery after surgery. Why don't we try this? Why don't we do that? Ah, fuck it. We'll go in there and we'll put, you know, they wanted to go in there afterwards and put pins on either side. I'm just looking for the right pencils. Pins on either side of my vertebrae and then screw screws into them and fuse them, right? And then I wouldn't have, they said that you don't worry about the disc that's not there because these vertebrae can't move no more and they won't be pinching that shit anymore. But everybody that I talked to that had that same similar surgery were like, fuck, don't do it, man. Do not let them talk you into it. It takes away your mobility, what little mobility you have left. All of that hardware in you actually makes you hurt worse. This is what I've been told anyways, by the people that have actually had it, right? Those doctors will tell you, oh no, you know, we'll help you. And when the first surgery failed, because I was dealing with WorkSafe, with insurance, like the surgeon that did my first surgery that failed, because I came out of the surgery in more pain than I had going in. So then technically that surgery has failed, right? We're talking in all these proper terms. And so when I went back there, that surgeon doesn't want on his, and he doesn't care about me. He only cares about his whatever, his resume. He doesn't want a failed surgery on his papers, on his name. So he like fought tooth and nail to deny that my surgery failed. And I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? I'm the one that's in pain. I'm telling you it's worse. Well, no, this and that and da. I tell you guys, I have never come closer to being thrown in jail for the rest of my life because I wanted to grab this person and throw them through the window. And I'm not exaggerating. I had these thoughts in my head where I was running through the scenarios of what's going to happen when I throw them through this window, because it was such a slap in my face, man. And back then, when everything first happened to me, my pain was like extraordinarily high. So in that case, it has went away a little bit in certain areas in my situation. My body, I've just become accustomed to it. So you get these levels. It's like you get to a point where you can manage, right? So you get to a level and with all the meds that they give me, you get to a point where you can manage, and then you just live that way, and it's called managing the pain, right? And this is the life of a chronic pain sufferer. So there were times when I was in so much pain that when people would come around and say this or say that, and speak on your behalf of what you should feel, or well, if you did this you'd be better, or if you did that, or if you hadn't done this, like I will just go frickin' bonkers crazy because they're not me, and they have no right to make these choices, especially these doctors with the, because I had to fight, after I got injured at work and all of this stuff happened. Then you got to fight with insurance, and I fought with them for 7 years before I got my settlement. I had $20,000 in lawyer fees that I had to pay, and I had to go through 7 years of absolute hell with that insurance company to get what I get today. Right? It is no easy thing to do, and so yeah, it's no vacation, I guess is what you could say. Some people think, oh, I'd do anything to not have to go to work anymore. And then I just kind of give them a look, and I'm like, oh, really? Anything? And then you start telling them what chronic pain takes away from you, All your friends go away. All of those sports that you used to do, they're all gone, Remember when you could just like run and play with your dog and play at the park? That's done, relations with your wife and stuff, that's not all the same anymore. You're not Mr. Stud no more. It's all of these things that it ain't no fucking vacation. Like I tell people, if I could have my healthy back to the way I was before my bad injury, I would happily shovel cow manure for 8 hours a day for the rest of my living life. As long as if I could be pain free, I would do that. And I would do that with a freaking smile on my face. It is not fun. But like all things in this life, you don't freaking know what you got till it's gone, right? What is this, a 3B? So now, you guys, I'm just kind of starting to jump around. A big part of what happens with these drawings is that as you get it all filled out, and the hairs well where they need to be, then you start going in with the darker pencil leads, and I just go over the spots that I've already hit, but you go over with the, like, this is a 3B, and then I'm gonna go over here. Now this is like my precious. This Faber-Castell set is 11 pit graphite matte. Now, what that means in layman's terms is that these pencils, look at them, eh? Wow. These pencils are matte black. So when if you, I don't know if you've ever noticed, but if you have a pencil drawing and there's a lot of black in it, there can be reflections with the light. Hey, Tarek is here. How you doing, Tarek? Thanks for popping. Oh, I was just reading your Mark. That's cool, Mark. New Zealand is a very, very smart, and you know, I have a lot of respect for New Zealand. I love, you know, the people there and how you guys do a lot of things. So yeah, this is a very fancy is the term I love, because it's the kind of pencils that I never got growing up, right? But this, look at it, goes up to 14B, you guys. 14 frickin' B. So that means, like, as I get darker here, well, let's grab a 6B. Fucking put your money where your mouth is there, Wowie. Going with the 6B here. And we are, whoa, what the fuck? Sorry about swearing, but I don't like messing. These are my specials. And if, I don't know if any of you guys are aware, but if you drop a pencil on the floor, like a good drawing pencil, that lead can break inside. And then you're doing that constantly, trying to sharpen the pencil, and the leads just fall out. That's probably because that pencil is dropped. So don't ever drop your pencils, is what I'm trying to say. So now I got that 6B. So now I start hitting those dark areas, and boom, I got like a new depth of black now that I can play with. And so that's the 6. I got 8, 10, 12, and 14. It's like I'm a goddamn kid in a candy store. But that black is what really, really can finish your thing, your portrait off, and really give it a pop. Now that we're getting there, I'm gonna start messing with the nose now. Now, what you guys don't see in the picture is that it's really, really dark on these spots, and then it's kind of light here, like, but it's gray in here. So it's not white in those nose holes. So I'm going to take that away right now, because we're getting to the point where we don't need to be white in there. Now, there is a really, really dark line, like these little reflective spots here are the inside spots of his nose. Her nose. Jesus, wow. It's Judith. Don't you call him a him? Call her a him? What's wrong with you? So you really get those black spots in there right. Good and right. And then as I'm hitting it with this dark, I'm going to start bringing it on with the black here, and then I will smudge it up and through, and then the nose will slowly start to become blacker anyways. And then the same thing will happen with her eyes. I go in there and I really start laying the smack down, the black down, and then everything will start to change. And it's like an extra stage of the drawing where it really starts to come to life. And I just have this tendency to do it. I wait till the very, very end because, well, number one, it's because how black everything gets, that'll smudge really bad, right? Running your hand across it. So I kind of have this tendency where I won't do all of that stuff till the very, very end. And another thing you can do when you're doing dogs' noses is that, and you're putting in like color or whatever depth, you kind of go in these weird little circles. And it's because if you know from seeing a dog's nose up close, that they have these weird little tiny dents. Well, sometimes I'll just do some of those, even though I don't really see them in this picture. I'll put some of them in because I just know that that's. You guys have all seen that. They're like it's kind of like the dimples of a dog's. Anyways, Wowie. So yeah, start bringing that black out, and then that's another way that the drawing really starts to come to life. So then I'll go in and then just share that love, spread that love around. Just like so. Man, getting there. Wow, Joe! She's getting there. And then I don't know if you guys remember I did figure out those pencils from last week. Remember that pencil set? And we couldn't figure out where the frick, because they gave me like reusable little. I finally figured it out. Pop that fucker off. You got a little. There's the eraser. Remember last time, kids? I couldn't figure out where that little eraser was in my new pencil set. Well, it was under there. So I got that if I need it. But I also have my new, my proper eraser here with the new, whatever, the refill of eraser. So I'm going to hit a couple of these white spots. Now I'm going to show you guys her again. But she is blind, this little dog. But it's what I could tell from the picture and just knowing. Now I'm going to show you guys again. Now, maybe I need a brighter. Just a sec. I'll try and make my display brighter here. It's kind of hard to see, but you see those little grays, like the reflections? Her eyesight is going, and I can tell kind of because the reflection is gray, is silver instead of like white. So she had like eye trouble in her later years. So I'm trying, the reason why I'm not belly aching, I'm trying to mimic that, but not too much where it's like, well, too much, right? It's got to have this fancy balance. So I'm going to go back here into the nose, because there's a couple little tiny spots there that have a little reflection in her nose. So I'll hit them. And do anything, some in there and there, don't go a little bit there. Go a little bit, go a couple little hits there and here. Oh my goodness, couldn't hurt. Hey, go give him give her a little one right there. Would you very well? Okay, enough of that. So, now that I'm doing that, where is that pencil now? Frick. Where was the 6B. I'm going to go in here now and kind of do the same thing that I've been doing there with the nose. With these darker pencils. And really, really get that black to pop. And it's like, as I finish this drawing, that is kind of like the closing scene is like bringing all this black to, but at the same time, not doing it too much where it don't look like Judith. So I'm going to just take a little bit of this and spread it around in here, because it's all really dark in the picture. And but it has to be just the right amount of black, right? If you do too much, it's not going to look right. So just very lightly, I'm gonna add that, and it kind of goes around the white reflection, goes around there, and then there's like an even darker area in here. So I'll put that in. You see that? How it's happening? It's like at the very end, you do these last little things, and then she just bing! She's freaking comes to life. Hey there, So. Hey, Joe is here. Joseph Keller. How you doing, sir? My goodness. Hey, there's Tarek too. Thanks for popping in. Old Joseph Keller. How you doing, man? Thanks for coming. Sorry, I really got in there. We're starting to like do these end little tiny spots here where she really comes to life, you know? I'm really enjoying these last stages and sharing it with you guys, because it's my very favorite part of the drawing. So, may I have a question for you? Did you get your mail today? Did you check your mail today? And how are you doing, old Joe? You have a peaceful evening too, Sister So. Thank you very much, So. I appreciate that. Oh, there's old Sean Penn on fire. The shadows really bring out the depth. Thanks, Matthew. I agree. It really, like, and in the end, man, like, there ain't gonna be no denying it. That's freaking Judith. That is Judith. Thanks for popping in, Sean. You're at the airport waiting for your plane. I hope you have a great trip, sir. Love the eyes. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Did you get your mail? Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure that it made there. Made it there safe. This is, I'm doing happy things, little party things. The happy hearts. Oh, she's received it, but she hasn't opened it yet. She's going to open it tomorrow. Okay, awesome. That's all I needed to know. I just need to know, is they're safe. Why can't I fucking spell? You deserve it. Here we go. This is what I've been trying to type here. God darn it. I got new stickers for trading. That's awesome, Pen on Fire. I got some new stickers. But they're like a limited edition of Wowwy'z Workshop. So there won't be many out there with this sticker. But I'll put one aside for you, Sean. Because you were one of the very first people to send me a sticker. And I've been meaning to get you back, brother. I'm sorry it's taken me a while. But I'm going to make up for it. And you get every freaking sticker that Wowwy and Two Brothers One Vision has ever produced. I'll make sure of that. So where are you off to, Sean? Yes, the new sticker there, So. I wonder if there'll be one of those in your package, hey, sister? I wonder. You enjoy that, So. Like I said, you deserve it. Your support is undying, and it just you mean so much to me and Two Brothers One Vision, and there'd be no channel, there would be none of us without you. And I just wanted to show you that. So, and I know you've been struggling with certain things in your personal life, and I just wanted you to know that you're not alone, and that we've been thinking of you and sending you love, okay? And that's why I did it. Denver! Off to Denver, Sean is. You're welcome, sister. You deserve it, like I say. You all do. You all do, and I'm going to do my damn best, man. You know, one by one, I am going to do my very, very best to show you guys. And it may take a little while, but you have Wowwy'z word on it as a man. And I hope to, you know, I say, I do a lot of preaching, but I try my very best to practice what I preach. And, you know, lead by my example. And I will not, you know, I will not forget about it. And that's how this tribe needs to treat each other, you know. We're a family. An amazing, amazing collective of creators and people. And the fact that life and the universe, in all of its twists and turns, has brought us together, this band of old, you know, busted up misfits, romantics, pirates. There's all sorts of us. I see us as a wolf pack, you know, for real. And I'm not busted one up that's not in. I'm not at the head of the pack by any means. I'm not broken up one in the back that will take whatever comes on and tries to attack from behind and attack the pack. I'll be in the background, in the back. I'll sacrifice myself for the pack. That's the wolf that I am. Sorry guys, doing my weird crazy. Now that I got that black in my hand, man, it's like a freaking superpower. Pop, pop, pop. They'll pop there, they'll pop here. Bing, 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 bing. Get one there. One more there. Okay? Then you get your little shitty ass. Where is that freaking shader, man? It's falling apart on me. Rolling apart. Let me find a better one. This one's better. That other one, the paper. Because some shaders you can take and you can actually sharpen them. But if they're cheap, they'll just roll apart on you. Anyways, this one here has got a little problem with the end of his hammer. But that's okay. My hammer's got problems too. Oh my goodness. Too much information, wowie. Yes, we are an awesome familiar. The Kindred Spirits Wood Carvers is a family like no other, man. Penn says, Sean says, I'm ready for my robot parts too, man. I'm with you. I like to call you Miss Francis. Do a pumpkin. I'm not ready, Sean. Don't carve a freaking Christmas tree yet. I'm not ready for that, man. You're gonna give me panic. Do a pumpkin first. And you're good at them, Sean. I really, really love your, you know, your seasonal artwork. I really love it. And Sean does really, really good, like, welcome signs and that kind of art, you guys. So if you're not yet, go subscribe to his channel. I'll give you my word that he deserves it. He is worthy of the subscribe. And I support you, Sean. Always will. And thank you, Mark. You can be that wolf in the back with me, man. We'll hang in the back. Let all the young bucks up front. And I sure appreciate you guys. If I haven't said that yet. So that means Scott Nee right now is the last person with mail floating around out there. And then all my people have gotten the packages that have been out. So it is time for Wowie to continue on. And that would be Hobo Jack, Daniel Tharp, and Stevens S. Carvings. They're next on the list. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Okay, you're going to do a giveaway when you hit 400 and you're at 200? Okay, Pen on Fire. Well, let me think about how I'll do this, but I'll try and promote you somehow. I will share your page and then write a little thing about I'll try and help is what I'm trying to say, okay, brother? I'll try and help and spread the word. So I know how hard it is, man. I'm old Wowie the old snail, you know. They say the nice guys finish last. Well, there's a reason why they say that. I didn't ever know that I would be in that category. But here I am. And it's true. When you're all about love and light and equality in this wicked world, you tend to fall by the wayside, but I don't care. I'm going to stick true to my guns. I'm going to stick true to my words and what I preach. And I always will. Hey, you deserve it, Sean. You do, man. And you've earned it, my friend. You've really, really earned it. Oh, so just asking about Mark's owl. Okay. I'm just making sure I haven't missed anything, because I really, really care about every one of you guys' comments here. Yes, post your link, Sean. Well, I don't know if he will be able to, if he's, does he have to be a moderator? Or can a moderator that's here do that? Does Sean have to be a moderator to post his link? Happy curmudgeon? Oh, Shoop says yes. Okay. Well, fuck it. I don't know. Can I do that from here? Okay, there you are, Pen on Fire. You're a moderator now. Post your link. Ciao! And I do that because I trust you, sir, and like I say, you deserve it. There he is. Pen on Fire's got a blue badge. Post your link, brother, whenever you want. You have my permission, okay? Whenever you want to post it. We'll get you to that frickin' 400 and beyond. There you go, guys. There it is. Choo! Thank you, Matthew. We always got the best mod squad here, man. Always the best people. So since I'm doing that, I'm liking it. I'm liking how my eyes are coming to life. But you know what? We need to kick it up a notch. We're going to 10B, folks. We are going to 10B before we end the day here today. So I want that eyes and nose just to... And then I know I trailed off and I got freaking distracted with something. Jesus. But I'm thinking of possibly doing the vignette in the corners. And for that, I have like a little tin of, I took sandpaper and I took really, really dark pencils, like 6B, I believe I sacrificed 4B and 6B. And I took sandpaper and I just sat for like 2 hours and ground, and then I would sharpen it, and then I would sandpaper it. And then tap, 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 tap the sandpaper in this little tin. And so I have like powdered graphite. I could have just bought it off Amazon, right? And it would all come done, but no, not wow. You had to sit there with sandpaper and sacrifice some pencils. But anyways, I have a little tin of that, right? And so I can take toilet paper and I just like kind of sprinkle it out on the corners. And then I take my toilet paper, little mound, and then I just smudge it. And when I did Jordy's drawing for his, I did Jordy's drawing a logo for him. And I ended up being a big, huge portrait that I drew. It's on his wall in his living room. But I did those corners that way in the vignette. And it just does this thing. And then even if they decide to cut this when it comes to framing time, I don't think they'll need to. But you're now a Kutzall affiliate, Pen? Right on, man. Congrats. That's awesome. Pen on Fire is a Kutzall affiliate. Are you so? Congrats, so. Right on. I'm so proud of all you. I don't see it in a way of like, I don't see it as, you know, I don't see it as competition. Even though in many ways it is. You know, all of the thing with between the different affiliates and stuff. I don't see it as a big competition. I see it as like a team. Like we're Team Kutzall, right? And when I signed up, that was why. It wasn't because I was like trying to get what others had and take it away from them, right? No. That is not why I became a Kutzall affiliate. I did it because I wanted to be part of the team. And God forbid if I get, you know, you get a little bit of free tools and stickers. And as far as I see it, we all earn it because we like, we have carved for so long and become these creators. You know, if you get to the point where the carving company wants you to be part of their team, that's a major milestone in my mind and in my heart, you know. And I want that for my friends and my tribe members. So yeah, you're never gonna see me be all cutthroat and weird about that shit. Never. I want you guys to have what I have, basically. That is my point. Because, like Matthew said, we are all in this together. Look at that 10BA. Just frickin'. I just love that, man. I love adding these darks at the end. It just, boof, it just, it's like magic in my mind. Little tiny bits of pencil magic. Old Judith. And I know that this, you know, the lady that lost Judith, she's always going to have this to look at. And I told her, I said, I want you to feel like when this is done, I want you to feel like she's with you. And she always will be. Looking up at you with her adoring eyes. And I think we're getting there, you guys. What do you guys think? Well, I'm posting pictures of my cupcake. Yes, okay, guys. I'm drawing to an end here, but I want to also... the Shoop Wood Shop is going live tonight. Their time is 8 p.m. Central, 9 p.m. Eastern. Make sure and catch them. They're a great couple. They're always making really, really cool stuff. They have my full support, even though lots of the times it's a bit late for old Wowie. Okay, guys? That's the only reason. I'm usually making supper and then doing stuff for the wife. Like, as soon as Spooky Dooby gets home, I'm like on the clock. But that doesn't mean I don't support you guys. And I'll be making... So they're... Jesus, wowie. They're hosting a challenge right now called the Cupcake Challenge. And I would just like to... Anybody watching, please take part. The tribe taking part in these challenges really means a lot to the people that hold them. And I know that because I've done a Watcher challenge and I'll be doing it again. And it just means a hell of a lot to take part. Okay, you guys? It's tribe. It's tribe strong. So please do that. You guys got a month. Just under a month now to get your cupcake. You can carve it. You can turn it. No matter what's your way to do it, but you got to make a cupcake out of wood or carve it into wood. I believe. I don't know that if there's any other mediums accepted. You'll have to ask Bill and Heidi. Oh, that was what I was going for with Matt Carter. Hey, you did an awesome drawing of Minnie, Mark. Thank you, Daniel. I really appreciate that. I really do, man. You see that little... You see how now all of a sudden she's got this weird, like life has all of a sudden been injected into her? Without just those face... Oh, sorry, I'll get all freaking tongue-tied, but... Thank you very much, Matthew. A cupcake's wood spirit. That's right. Pen on fire. Yes, happy life, happy wife. That's all these great channels. Right on, you guys. I'm just going to hit these hearts here because I love y'all. Much, much love y'all. And there is no YouTube without you. And I really, really appreciate you guys being here and supporting me. And you know what? We're all part of old Judith here. We're all part of this because you guys have been here. You've supported, you know. You've been here through her creation. And that's like with all the carvings that I do on my WIP Wednesdays, you guys are part of them. That wood spirit that's up on Tom's house now, that I'll be able to see every time I walk past. You guys are all part of that. You guys were part of that wood spirit. You know? Because you were here. You were here and you had supported me. And it's always going to be like that. This is a collaboration. And I just want to thank you guys once again for doing that. So yeah, I'm going to get in here too and do a little bit of this. A little bit of this and a little bit of that. And just get some of these dark spots in here situated a little bit more. And that too will just bring her on to life. Bring her on home, as they say. Okay. Okay, Wowie. I'm standing here doing the happy I have to go to the washroom dance. Let me just check. My phone is a little bit... My laptop says it's 4:02 right now, and my phone says it's 3:58. I don't know how that happens. They're both Apple, but I know it's 3:58. Like my phone's time is better than my laptop time. I don't know why my laptop is 2 minutes fast. Well, see, we already got a couple subscribes to ya. I don't know English very well. Oh, okay, so Sophie's been thinking about doing a live stream, but doing it kind of silently so that we can all chat together. Because her English isn't the best. That's a really cool idea, so... but we would like to be able to interact with you. I know you're pretty good at I listen to you and you do really well with your English. But that's a great idea. Thank you, Daniel. Best luck with your projects, man. To be continued, so yeah. Thank you, Tarek. I really, really appreciate that. Hey, thank you, Sean. I really appreciate it. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Thank you, Tarek. These hearts are for you guys. I sure do love y'all. And I just don't say that. I freaking truly mean it. I truly, truly do. And with that, folks, there is no YouTube without you. This has been WIP Wednesdays. Trevor from Captured Memories says, hello, Wowwy'z. Hey, man. You just came at the very end, Trevor. Could you please just hit like? Let's see if we can hit that like to 30. We're at 28, you guys. Get us to 30. Give Algier a freaking pellet. Sorry, Trevor, you're right at the end. Oh, we're at 29. Come on, guys, we can do it. Come on, do it for Judith. Sorry you missed us, brother. Hey, there's Thunder Gouge. How you doing, Thunder Gouge? Hit that like, please, on the way out. We're just ending today's. Sorry, guys. Just ending. You see 30? Thank you, Matthew. Thank you very much, Trevor. It sure has been a mission. But I'm happy. And the tops of her ears, you know, those were cut off. I didn't have any reference, so I just had to. But I'm pretty happy with her. Have a great night, everybody. Joseph, give your partner my best and my love. Thank you, Trevor, for popping in at the end there. Thank you all. There is no YouTube without you. This has been WIP Wednesdays. Wowwy'z Workshop. Be good to yourself and those that you love. Because, folks, we're all in this together. Until next time, Wowie out.